Now, before we get into protein, I want to break down maybe the differences of how your nutrition is affected based on your goals. Are you looking to lose body fat? Notice I said lose body fat, not lose weight. Are you looking to gain muscle? Are you looking to
get jacked?
Get jacked. Yeah, there we go. Get jacked. But there's a lot of things that change with your nutrition depending on your goals. But I think it's fair to say overall, the goal of most people is to gain muscle and lose body fat. Those are two fairly safe goals for most people.
So I want to reframe something, because a lot of times the words that we use hold us back from getting the results that we want. Yes. So with respect to this idea of losing weight, you can find it again. But if you release fat from your body, if you release it, it's like, I release you now. I'm letting you go. You served me during that phase of my life, so I'm going to release it. And that way there's really no coming back to it. So part of what we want to teach you is reframing these things. So let this stuff sink in. You might need to watch this over and over again, but I'll deal with the getting jacked part. First thing I want to say, did you know where that phrase came from, get jacked?
No.
Jack LaLanne.
No, I love that.
Jack LaLanne, our buddy.
That's
because
great.
He was like the first jack guy that anyone ever saw on TV. At least that's the myth that's out there, but I believe it because I love Jack so much. And that's who taught me the importance of weight training and mindset and nutrition and all of that.
Yes, and it's so important. That mindset is so much of your journey, and it can make it or break it for you. And I love that. Get jacked. That brings a whole new meaning to this.
Right. So here's where we might have a difference of opinion, and that's totally fine.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so with respect to calories, calories were never meant for humans.
Oh, I love you already. We're not going to disagree on this, you guys. We're going to go all day on this because I know where you're going.
Calories were meant for steam engines way back in the day, and some smart guy came along and he took that science and that research and applied it to people. So we get caught up with calories.
It's ridiculous.
Look, please just let that go.
Let it go.
Because that has become stress, right, for people.
We are not a mathematical machine. We are not a machine meant to break down. It's ridiculous how calories are. I wrote a whole book about this. I could write so much about how calories just are not the same in our bodies as they are in a kilometer.
So how do we reframe that? So for the person watching this right now, they're like, okay, I get it. What do I do to reframe that and apply it to my life?
It goes back again to eating foods in its natural form and realizing that your body is so different than your body. The amount of muscle you have, your microbiome, so many different things come into play with how your bodies utilize calories. So forget about the math equation, forget about the numbers, and focus on eating food in its natural form, and the results will speak for itself.
Pro tip, I don't know how you feel about this, but I would prefer that every person on planet Earth take their scale and throw it out of the window.
Absolutely. Throw the scale away, and I will tell you why. Body composition is where it's at. And there's enough really great tools out there now that can help you measure what you're seeing on the scale. Actually, you're not going to see it anymore because the scale is going to go out the door. You want to focus on your muscle and your fat loss. Where is your body composition? Is it healthy? What are you weighing? Are you weighing water? Are you weighing fat? Are you weighing muscle? What is it? And keep note of that so that you get off of those numbers.
So many people that we've worked with collectively over the years, in the words that they say to us, I think we're focused on the wrong thing. We are not overweight, we're under-muscled. That's the beauty of the purchase that you made with your jacked up equipment, is the fact that you're now going to be in a place where you're going to be adding muscle to your body. So the lean mass that Kim had mentioned is really important. So with respect to putting on weight or releasing fat from your body, it's all about the frequency of your meals and the quality of the food that you're consuming. So that's really what we want you to focus on, is the quality of the protein that you're consuming, the quality of the carbohydrates, the quality of the fats, because there are differences. You could take an item that has the same amount of calories and it not have the same amount of nutrients, because the reality of the world that we live in the United States of America, we're malnourished.
Absolutely. And you shouldn't count calories. Instead, think of it as counting nutrients. What are you eating this food for? What is it doing for your body? And if you can't answer that question, and I'm not saying all the time, listen, I've been known to eat a gummy bear or two. I'm not saying it has to be perfect all the time, but on a daily basis. You should be able to say, I am eating this because I'm looking for this nutrient. You should know that if you have a candy bar and you have an apple, and I present those to you, you're going to be able to say the apple is the better decision. So trust your gut instinct on those things, make the better decisions, and see how you feel. And I promise you that nutrients are going to outweigh when it comes to results all day long.
Yeah. So if you have a problem or you think the issue is overeating, one of the things that I tell the people I work with is get a smaller plate.
Yeah.
And you are mapping your plate out. So if you looked at your plate like a diagram, there would be protein, half of the plate is protein, or your hand is a really good measuring tool that
Yes,
we
the
all
best.
use. So you have carbohydrates, the size of your fist, because our fists are different sizes. You see this? So
Perfect
she wouldn't eat
example.
the same amount. And then you have protein, the size of the palm of your hand, and the thickness
See
of the
the
palm of your, so your steak, your chicken, your salmon, and all that sort of stuff. And fat, what is it? Is it the tip of your thumb, or is it your whole
You know
thumb?
what? I actually don't use the fat because, listen, I had an avocado for breakfast. You know what? A lot of people years ago would be like, oh, that's so much fat. No, it's fiber. There's some protein there. It won't spike my blood sugar. There's so much nutrients in an avocado. It's the perfect food. So with the fat, I tend to use that for things like olive oil and try not to go too crazy with that. But overall, a pat of butter, a little bit of olive oil, an avocado, focus on fats, again, that have one ingredient.
Yeah, so if you're looking at your plate, map it out and have it set up that way, and it will take care of itself.
And I don't know about you, but I always build my plate around protein. So I make sure that my protein is there first. Next, I'm going to add on a vegetable, and then everything else is just going to kind of fill in the cracks. But between those two, I always focus on the protein. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably a good time for us to get into protein.
Let's do it.